everybody. My name is Alexis Chestleigh-Harris, and I am so excited to have you guys here on my series to talk about leveraging English learning assets and building homeschool connections. On this series, I want to show how we can recognize and celebrate the assets that our English learner students bring to our classrooms through culturally responsive teaching and by building strong home and school partnerships. So let's dive right in. What is culturally responsive teaching? As we begin with the importance of the cultural influences in teaching and learning, we have to think, what shapes our knowledge and how we communicate and how we interact with the world? Well, it's our cultures. And for instance, some students may come from cultures where group collaborations are emphasized, while others may value individualized achievement. And as we begin to understand these differences, it helps us to tailor our instruction for meaningful engagement. So, cultural competence is the ability to understand, appreciate, and interact with people from cultures or belief systems different from ones of our own. In the EL classroom, this means recognizing students' home languages, traditions, values, not as barriers, but as tools to build on. As Gibson notes, students learn best when instruction connects to their cultural context. The way is to integrate cultural values appropriately, like to use culturally relevant text, allow students to share personal stories during those writing assignments, and to incorporate home language phrases or songs when appropriate. These small gestures communicate that the students that are here matter. The role of culture in student learning is also tied to how safe and welcome students feel in the classroom. A warm, inclusive classroom, one that affirms identity, can significantly enhance language acquisitions. Simple changes like visual supports, multilingual labels, and flexible grouping help all students feel seen. To celebrate cultural diversity, I host Culture Spotlight Days. Days where students can bring in something from their background, like a recipe or a photo or a song. I love this because I also create linguistic maps that show where students' families are from and what languages they speak. These strategies reinforce that every culture and language enriches our communities. All right, let's go into supporting the needs of ELs in the classroom. Each EL student has different strengths and needs. And when we think about this, we have to include those with special education services and those who are dually identified. That's why responsive teaching is essential. This might look like visual sentence stems, leveled text, and scaffolded writing frames. To support the social and emotional needs of ELS, we must create a space for students' voice, peer relationships, and routines that build trust. I use morning meetings and daily check ins so students feel emotionally ready to learn. As Valentina Gonzalez highlights, emotionally secure learners are more open to risking language risk tasks. Um, and understanding these needs also helps to shape our classroom routines and provides us with predictable structures and visual cues that can reduce anxiety and support language comprehension. Now, for that home and school connection, families are a child's first teacher. Their experiences and funds of knowledge deeply influence language teaching and learning. When students see that their home cultures are respected and included, it increases their engagement and identity as learners. To build strong family partnerships, I use multilingual connection tools like talking points or class dojo to send updates in families' preferred languages. I also host bilingual family nights where we share student work, invite storytelling from parents, or provide tips on supporting reading at home. These practices align with research emphasizing that family engagement improves the outcome that our students have. Effective family engagement also means providing instructional resources like sending home bilingual books, inviting families to share cultural stories in class, and involving parents in goal settings for students. Finally, community involvement strengthens inclusion. Partnering with local organizations, libraries, or neighborhood partners and centers can bring authentic enrichment to learning. So, to close, in all of this work, I'm guided by the belief that every child is made in the image of God with inherent dignity, gifts, and purpose. A culturally inclusive classroom isn't just good pedagogy, it's justice, equity, and love in action. Let's continue to build classrooms where every student sees themselves reflected, respected, and valued. Well, thank you and have a good time.